Hey, 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 hey. I say hey, 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 hey. I'm here. I'm in the building, live and alert. It's Thursday, and Thursday is live. Yeah. So you're looking at me 100% in real time. So anything you want to say, anything you want to express, any thoughts, all that. But you're here to listen to me. Nah, not necessarily. Learning can come from both ends. Um, that's kind of what I want to illustrate tonight, when more of y'all slide up in here. Come on, yo, as usual. Hey, I got your slide, your image, and I'll be using it tonight. So appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, we on that is definitely one of the things we're going to talk about is milestone. Yeah, lot of good things to say about milestone. Um, if you if you pull up a search and reference, or if you can, Kamayo, how many times the word or combination of words were in the subject of a search under either milestone or milestone comics in the past 14 hours. I guarantee it is an unusual friggin' amount. Yeah. I I got my me. Yeah, we transitioned. So I got the box for it and everything. Now, don't trip. I still got a whole extent. I ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? If I get it, I get it because, it's got the red platinum. Do what we do with the red platinum. Understand that. Understand that. But anyway, yeah, we'll be talking about that. And booyah. Can you say Tech Nine? I would try to I find a better hat though. You know what I mean? That's gonna be cold. That's gonna be cold, y'all. But yeah, see, you get that, and look at the gun he rocking. I'm like, oh, you patrol what streets you patrolling? You know what I'm saying? You got a drum. He ain't playing, is he? But that's Action Joe is what it say on the box. It say his name Action Joe. Action Joe got a rain cup. He come with a rain cup. Talking about accessories. See, I'm messing with the wrong folks. I need to get over here, or I'm in the wrong division. I need to be in stick with the GI Joe classifieds if I want to be happy with what Hasbro giving me as far as more bang for my buck, you dig? But we gonna talk about some things tonight. We gonna talk about some things tonight. I don't know why. I don't know what came over me. Oh, this is what I wanted to do. CCC. I found that in the archives. What you know about that there, Kamoyo? Yeah, just I just tripping, man. Pull that up out the archives. Whoa, it's been a minute. Don McGregor. Don McGregor on Blade. It's another one. and it was a banger. So this is yet another reason why I say Don McGregor can come to the barbecue. I ain't hating. I ain't hating. Well-known fact. Have said it many times. Y'all need to check out this joint called Saber. It's it's like a black and white like graphic novel, and then I think it was a series for a while. Man, y'all, he be groundbreaking. He be groundbreaking. Amazing Adventures. The Kill Raven, the War of the World stuff. Yeah, man. He, get your Don McGregor on, sir. Get your Don McGregor on. He say the search engine. Bruh, people are talking about Milestone Comics. Shouts out to my man Joe Illich. He got high attention, high, visibility right now when it comes to Milestone and the Dakota incident thing. But bruh, yay. Yes, sir. Amazing Adventures, Kill Raven, World of Worlds. Yeah. I be trying to tell. They can come back. Holla at me later. Hey, Grand Madam, how you doing? I was just thinking about you because there was some things I was mulling over in my head, and I was wondering whether or not to use them. But now I'm thinking about it. Yes, I'm going to use them. So some of this is gonna be due to something me and you had a conversation about earlier. Well, not earlier, but the other day. Am you? See, Theo, when I read the comment, I was thinking like Eddie Kane running in on the 5 heartbeats. Straight out of card game, getting shot at. Oh, and it's only Thursday, y'all. It's only Thursday. We ain't even got to Friday yet. So, I'm glad. Well, you know what? Everybody I like is here. So, everybody in the building right now I like is here. So, I'm going to go ahead and kick this shit off, man. It's Thursday, man. How y'all feeling? I hope y'all have had fortunate, blessed, fruitful weeks. And I hope you learned some shit that you did not know the day before. That means your journey has not been fruitless. All right. You know what? I want to do this part first. I need to pull this up. Mayo Clinic. Bang. Okay. All right, y'all. Now, as y'all chit chat and say, hello, hey, how you doing? They like some more. Okay, y'all in the building. Y'all saying hi, hello. Say your boy from Connecticut was in town. Got to see him. It's been 5 years. I find myself often treasuring those relationships, those visits. When I get to hang out and I kick it with people, I don't take it for granted, especially not now, because I done seen some folks that I knew 40 years ago. They alive, they kicking, they thriving, they you know what I'm saying? They doing it. So I'm like, I count myself proud to be amongst, some folks, so I went totally overboard with that, didn't I? But anyway, the question I want to ask, and each one of us has to search our hearts and know deep down what the answer is to the question I am about to ask. Now, it might mess with you if some of this hits a little close to home, shall we say. But edutainment is what I do. And in that spirit, I'm going to try to edutain because it's what I do. Right? Right. Okay. So let's go ahead and, well, hold on. Shameless plug. You know what I'm saying? So if it's, because I know it be people out there, they be hanging out and be on the fringes. Ain't that the term they use? On the fringes. You're right there on the edge. You want to be on the inside, but you're not quite on the inside. Well, if you come in, like, subscribe, and share this page, you can be a part of the rock. Where's my, see, I got to pull out all the stops. The Rock With Me Nation. Yes, that will be you if you come here and do your thing. In shameless plug. All right, so y'all like, he's so silly. But yeah, sometimes you gotta take advertications in situations like that. Yeah. Anyway, back to the question. The question is this: are you a narcissist? What? What happened? Negro, chill, listen, and process. And I'm gonna help you. Because I got medical shit to back it. Okay. Now, are you a narcissist? Think about it. Now, as most of you are already spouting off, hell no, I ain't no narcissist. But we always talk about the term narcissist like it's a bad thing. And in a lot of cases, it is when you really get down to the science of what the behavior is and how it can impact you and people around you. What am I talking about? Okay. I'm gonna tie this. I'm gonna bring this around full circle, and this falls in line with the theme that I have tonight, which is the theme of the show in its entirety, and that is keeping your peace. Stay with me. I'm gonna be looking like a newscaster here for the next couple seconds because I'm gonna be reading. I'll be reading something that I got up here prompted for me to read. So anyway, we're going to talk about narcissistic personality disorder. I don't like the term disorder because it makes it sound a certain kind of way. But here's what it is. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance. That's deep. They need and seek too much attention and want people to admire them. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others. But behind this mask of extreme confidence, they are not sure of their self-worth and are easily upset by the slightest criticism. Narcissistic personality disorder causes problems in many areas of life, such as relationships, work, school, or financial matters. People with narcissistic personality disorder may be generally unhappy and disappointed when they're not given the special favors or admiration that they believe they deserve. They may find their relationships troubled and unfulfilling, and other people may not enjoy being around them. So, if this is a disorder, D, what are the symptoms? I'm so glad you asked because I got a whole freaking list of them. This is Mayo Clinic. Having an unreasonably high sense of self-importance and requiring constant and excessive admiration. That's a symptom. Feel that they deserve privileges and special treatment. That's a symptom. Expect to be recognized as superior, even without achievements. That's a symptom. Make achievements and talents seem bigger than they are. Be preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, beauty, or the perfect mate. Believe that they are superior to others and can only spend time with or be understood by equally special people. Be critical of and look down on people they feel are not important. Expect special favors and expect other people to do what they want without questioning. Take advantage of others to get what you want. Having an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of others. Be envious of others. Believe others envy them. Behave in an arrogant way, brag a lot, and come across as conceited. Insist on having the best of everything. What happens when people with narcissistic disorder don't get their way? They become impatient or angry when they don't receive special recognition or treatment, have major problems interacting with others, and feel easily slighted, react with rage or contempt, and try to belittle other people to make themselves appear superior. Have difficulty managing their emotions and behavior. Experience major problems dealing with stress and adapting to change, withdraw from or avoid situations in which they might fail, feel depressed and moody because they fall short of perfection, have secret feelings of insecurity, shame, humiliation, and fear of being exposed as a failure. Then he goes on to talk about when you need to see a doctor. Okay. Now, after hearing all of that, do you have a narcissistic personality disorder, or would you classify yourself as a narcissist? Now, bearing in mind, it's real easy to get a very, very inflated opinion of yourself being a content provider. You expect, you need, you desire, and if you don't get it, What the Mayo Clinic say? What the Mayo Clinic say? The Mayo Clinic say you have major problems interacting with others and feel slighted, may become impatient or angry when you don't receive the special recognition or treatment you feel you deserve. So, not pointing any fingers at all, would you say by and large, there are some people that share YouTube that could fall into the category of someone who might have a narcissistic personality disorder? Not throwing any shade at anybody out there, but I just find that dynamic jives well in this field because I know it's definitely prevalent in Hollywood. I know I've dealt with it in theater. Repertory theater? There are narcissistic people in repertory theater? Uh-huh. Yeah. Very narcissistic, actually. And you run into narcissistic people a lot more often than you might think. Bear that in mind. Bear all that stuff I just read to you. Bear all of that in mind because it's a whole report. I could do literally this entire live reading that report. I just gave y'all the tippy top, of the top of the top. It's you know how the thing that when you're going down when you're going down the side of a page, when you go down the page and it get real small. Oh shit. It's a fun. And I read to about the middle, and I was like, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh shit. And being honest with myself, I can say I'm more arrogant than I am narcissistic. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? I'm confident in who I am and my capabilities. And I don't know if it's to a fault, but I was taught not to brag because there's always somebody who got a little bit more than you do, but be confident in what you do have. If that makes sense. Kamaya say more than a few on YouTube are very narcissistic. Yeah, I mean, does the provision of content that anybody else on this freaking earth can access make you a celebrity? And even as a celebrity, do you need to be narcissistic? Is that I guess what I'm getting at is, do we, even on whatever level we're at, if you the king on Snapchat and whatever, and YouTube here and Facebook there and Insta over here and whatever it is, if we do any of that, even though you ain't doing lives like this or you want some kind of attention. Even on that small of a scale, just like my selfie. And it might not be, so much that you're this person that's so far gone, you need to take some clonazepam or some stuff like that. It is important to understand that although I may not be 100% narcissistic. I may display narcissistic qualities from time to time. Is that a fair assessment to make about most humans? You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's like, is a narcissistic personality disorder really just a medical way of saying you an asshole? Let's just call it what it is. I mean, I know people with narcissistic personality disorder, and they fit into the category of what most people would call an asshole. You know what I mean? Is if you just self-centered and it's all about you and you think you better than everybody else, that's an a-hole, right? You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel nothing, about, so it's hard to be on the outside looking in when you're on the inside. Ooh, that's good. I like that. It's hard for you to do self-examination. As I was once told, you should do a self-examination anytime you're in the mirror. Don't just be looking at your physical appearance. Look at you. Okay, boogers. I ain't got no boogers in my nose. Check. Ain't nothing on the corner of my mouth. Check. I ain't got the toothpaste, the dried up toothpaste. All right, I'm good. Check. What about me? You know what I'm saying? That what you're supposed to be doing in the mirror. You know, it's all a part of protecting your peace. You know what I mean? Is when you look in the mirror and you look at you see you. Are you happy with who you see? Do you be like, I wish I could lose. I wish I could lose a couple more pounds round head, so I could put on that tube top. A woman, of course. I ain't wearing no damn tube top. Uh, can I get a job, making enough money so that I can continue to stay in the place where I'm at? You dig? Oh, yo, what's up? What's up, Ace? Hey, y'all? This Ace the Outsider. He has some very good insights when it comes to Black Panther related things and Afrofuturism in general, from what I can see on his page. Welcome to the Get Down, my brother. This is the Rock With Me Nation. Everybody gonna chit chat at you like we do. But anyways, getting back to what I was saying, I don't feel like, cause see me, I don't worked in a field 26 years where it's commonplace for me to assume that the person I am engaging may have some kind of intellectual deficit or mental health disorder. Okay. And the best definition of it I can give is you learn to accept people's parameters. If that's far as I want to go with it today, that's as far as I'm gonna be able to go today. You know what I'm saying? If I can go a little further today, I go a little further. If I can talk nicer to people, I'll talk nicer to people. I'll make it a point to do better. Does that make sense? So even if you are a narcissist, it doesn't matter in the greater scheme of things, because if your narcissism is so bad to the point where we don't want to deal with you, we won't. And that also is something that is important for you to take inventory of when you are, once again, what I say I was doing today, protecting your peace. That helps to protect your peace. Now, oh, real quick, another thing, you're gonna like this, that protects your peace is, look there. Ooh, the dark niggas has taken over and he got a new look. Ooh wee. You know we gonna look at it. You know we gonna look at it. Yeah. Basically, all I did, it just a little simple kid bash. I took the head off of the extant and put on the head of Sin, who is my avatar. I'm in the super villains. I'm more of the diabolical, all powerful super villain type. So sue me. And that right there is how we go. You dig? Did you see the resemblance? Did I look like him? Did I look like him? Yeah, I was doing it. I was doing it. I was doing it. Oh, that is a very good question, Kamoyo. What prompted the updated look? Well, I feel like the original, the Sin, the Cagliostro thing with the art, it was cool and all, and it gave off the megalomaniacal vibe I was going for, but I felt like I need to streamline it. You know what I mean? I was feeling that graviton Magneto type energy, Moses Magnum. You dig? I don't necessarily got to put my hands on you to put my hands on you. You feel me? So that kind of thing right there. Yeah. You gotta get used to that right here, Ace. We gonna be see you find out about At the House Custom, all that, man. We gonna chop it up, man. We gonna chop it up for real. Yeah. Everybody got one. Everybody got one. We probably gonna get you one here real soon, a little bit. But that's what we do. So moving onward and upward. It has come to my attention that when we engage in social discourse, first of all, I'm explain this one more damn time. And I'm gonna try to be nice as I can. There is no effing way on earth to have an opinion on X and not have it challenged. Want me to say that again? There is no way to have an opinion in a cesspool and not have the snakes come out of the cesspool, the alligators come out of the cesspool and start sniping at your ass. So, I don't know what prompted that, but maybe it's the universe. But I don't know. I haven't said it enough. Or maybe I haven't shown it enough. Reducing your footprint works not just with products. You can reduce your footprint. Like, for instance, me with X, I've reduced my footprint to the point where compliments comments, connections. Those are the three things. Compliments, give them. Compliments, receive them. Comments, and not the polarizing comments, not the combative comments. I mean comments where, like, I'm actually having a conversation with David Pepose. I'm going to talk to David Pepose. I like talking to David Pepose. For those of you who don't know, David Pepose is the writer of Space Ghost. Joseph Illich, who is very popular right now. Back and forth with Joseph Illich on X. So comments like that, comments from people I want to hear from, comments from people I want to interact with. Connections, the third C. Connect, just like me and Ace hooked up on X today. Connection, I'm there for that kind of shit. I'm not looking for smoke. And even when smoke find me, I'm raiding, baby. I'll shock his ass. You know what I mean? So it's all a part of the overall theme that I am trying to project tonight, which is protecting your mind peace. It's important. I'm telling you, it here. How about this? The stress that you get a day, you may not feel until a couple of years down the line. Did you know that? That's a medical fact. Look that shit up for you people that like to Google shit. Stress can be hibernational. Do you realize that? You can have some stress. You reckon that's why you have a thing that's like post-traumatic trauma. That's real shit. You know what I'm saying? You might experience some stuff, and at the time it might not fuck with you, but then a couple of years later, you're like, oh, so what am I getting at here? What I'm getting at is there is enough dishonesty, sloth, mendacity, and any manner of bullshit to keep you engaged until the end of time. How's it move the needle? Is it putting any money in your pocket? Fuck we doing? That's where I'm at. Okay, if that shit don't make no dollars, it don't make no sense at this point. Because if you listen to me long enough, you gonna have to what Bernie Mac said, fuck you, pay me, is what you're gonna have to do. So I'm not giving out my knowledge, information, or opinions willy fucking nilly in some old bullshit engagement with Joe. I want to have 15 minutes of popularity because everybody talking to you, so you must be somebody. Fuck all that. I got bigger fish to fry. I'm trying to get. Turn the light on. Oh, didn't plug that hoe up. Yeah, my bad. Hang on a second, y'all. I gotta plug my light in. Oh, it must not be plugged. Ha ha! Ho ho ho! Hee hee! I'm outsmarting myself, y'all. I'm sorry. Switch. Take a second. See, this kind of shit you get to see when it's live. You know what we're talking about. Did you break it? You break it, you bought it. Is that what we check later. No, we do maintenance later. We check later. Okie dokie. Oh, I'm spitting. I hope so. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. Let's get to the meat and the potatoes of today, shall we? I just in closing, I just want to say, you gotta protect your peace. Okay. It war is war, but even though I'm a warrior in the war, I can't wage every battle. That's why I'm a general. A general's job is not to go out there and battle, but place his captains, his colonels, and his lieutenants out there in front of you. Done play Stratego. You done play Risk. It ain't about you doing the blowing up and the explosions, baby. It's sometimes you got to sit back and be like, mastermind. You know what I'm saying? Because by the time it get to you, don't you got hell to unleash, and they done already came through hell. So let me say all of that simply to say, pick your battle. Do you really have to chop his head off today? Let him live another day that he might learn the lesson that he was nearly taught so harshly by you yourself. So protect your peace. Protect your peace. Now, on to the really cool shit. The milestone universe. There has been a lot of chit chatter, jibber jabber with this, that, and the third about the milestone universe. So I get it. It's black people. Yay. Okay. But is the milestone universe important in the way Martin Luther King's birthday is important? Is it important in the way Juneteenth is important? Is it important in a Kwanzaa kind of way? Do people outside the world of comics, outside the world of anime and animated shit, do they know what milestone is? Do they know the importance of milestone? Do they know who Dwayne McDuffie is? Do they know who Dennis Cowan is? Do they know who Ivan Velez is? Do they know who MD Bright is? Do they know of any of those people that were freaking pioneers that literally created this shit? Why is it important? Because the people that created that universe are, for a lot of them, a good deal of them are still walking around and breathing today. And we know Dwayne McDuffie is the man behind that and a whole bunch of stuff. And you make sure that you acknowledge him in some way, shape, or form this Saturday, because that will be the anniversary of his passing. So, if you care. But I feel like that's where it needs to be, because it was the first of its kind. I mean, we got a gang of them out here, thank goodness. And if you're not supporting one, please support your local independent black comic book labels. I'm talking about your Concrete. I'm talking about your Godhood. I'm talking about your Platform 7. I'm talking about your Kingwood Comics. I'm talking about God. I mentioned Godhood. I mentioned, yeah. And everybody else is out there. I know the cat came to me the other day, was like, I'm working on my comic book shit and I'm about to get my stuff out. And I'm like, bet partner, when you do, get at me and we'll throw that shit up. So indies, man. I mean, if that's gonna be the way of the future, because I think of it like sometimes like, oh, here's a good reference, Ace the Outsider might like. I think of it like the different Zaibatsus in the Tekken universe. Okay, that each one of these companies, y'all the shit on y'all own, but we want one to run it, and I'm feeling like it should be Jin and not Hayachi or Kazuya. There. If that makes sense. Kamayo says it's world building, and that means it has limitless potential. And we've hardly built it, and we want to try to rebuild it. Or is it reinforce it? Because I shame on me, have not, well, not shame on me, but I order my comics now because my LCS is showing me they can't be dependable. So I'm waiting for my Dakota incident to be shipped to me in a Gemini mailer. But yeah, once I get it, I can speak a little, further, a little deeper. But yeah, definitely world building potential, because good God googly moogly. I don't even think we touched the surface yet. King, you said King. Strangely enough, my favorite character to use in Tekken, probably from the first two, it would have to be Law, and I don't button mash with Law. I actually know how to use Law in a non-button mashing way. Yoshimitsu was always, because he had moves that was just, they would suddenly happen, and you get fucked up real bad, real fast. Especially when he had that one where you get ready to run up on him and he be like, yeah, blow some dust on you. Like, what the? I loved it. I loved it. I say I love Milestone and Black Panther, but we really need Tuskegee ears to set the bar for the potential for black-owned indies. Tell me you did. Tell me you didn't see that sitting back there, Ace. You didn't see that sitting back there? That is the Illadelph Half-Life Edition. Tuskegee Airs #1, baby. Chill. And Greg Burnham is a homie of mine from high school. So, well, not homie, he relative. That's his cousin. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. I gotta search for Saudica #1 too. So if you've been checking them out on their page, him and Marcus is working on Skiggy Airs #5. So yeah, gotta get that. Gotta get that. See, you plain. You plain. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, I watched your video about the books. About see, I'm about to be petty. About the books. Yeah, about about the books. Yeah, about the books. Oh, and I'll see yours and about the books. About the motherfucking books. We got the books, baby. We like to read around this mug. For shiggity. Yeah. See, I got to give my oh. Oh, and that book. Epic collection. Whole Panthers Rage running there, baby. Um okay. I'm good. Anyway. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we doing that. And all that stuff you mentioned. I can't run around here fast enough and grab it. The acolyte, I thought it was in that pile, but I must have put it in another pile. I think he getting ready to drop some new stuff too. And antagonist over at Godhood if you don't fool with that. So and yeah, we most def got Wakanda at the house. So yeah, we look at me. See, you got me being petty. You got me off coast. You got me. If Juju was here, he would approve. So yeah, we speaks Black Panther over here in these parts, sir. Ye Bombay, doggone it. I had to do that. I had to do that. But anyway, but yeah, so here's what we got with Milestone. And I am doing an ongoing series with the Blood Syndicate where I'm reviewing those early issues. With next one we're going to have coming up is issue number 3. So you make sure you pull up to this here channel if you want to catch that review. Yeah. So anyways, Milestone, the importance is the founders, first of all. Without them people coming together and doing what they did, we wouldn't have it. So when you say Milestone Universe, a lot of them names that I mentioned and some more that I didn't deserve to be acknowledged. That's first and foremost. I mean, I would like to. No, Theo, I did not get a chance to show him my pauldron because it is downstairs, but I can show that in a little bit. Or I might just, I shoot him a picture of the, or y'all can, or we can, I invite him over to the usual circles, how we do, come on, yo, go on, hook him up, dog. But see, y'all got me milestone. That got me see. Y'all know. So Milestone, without its creative body, just a fantastical think tank of writers and artists that came together and just concocted some shit. And I love synergy. I'm that type of person. I like to see when people come together and they vibe in a way where they can build. And more than anything else, building, because as any 5%er will tell you, it is easier to destroy than it is to build. But building is worth so much more. So much more. You know what I'm saying? Because you benefit from building and the people you build with benefit from building, and you, them, and theirs benefit from your building. So why not build? Why not put more energy into building? Why not put more energy into making what you have more? Good, better, best. Ain't that how that old gospel song go? Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is your best. I mean, it's corny, but still the damn truth. Nonetheless. So after that, you would have to acknowledge the visuals. And if I could pinpoint two cats that visualize this universe for me, would be MD Bright, Doc Bright, and Dennis Cowan. The way, don't nobody draw a cape. To this day, don't nobody draw a cape like Dennis Cowan. That icon cape where it's just like Spawn looking, you know what I'm saying? It's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? His action sequences look actiony. You know, the people look like they move and like they in action. And when they sitting still, they look like they sitting still. You know what I'm saying? And his use of you know, foreshadowing and, you know what I'm saying, like almost kind of Kirby-esque, you know, where it looks larger and foreshortening. That's the word I'm looking for. That foreshortened kind of jump where, and he's got, yeah. And MD Bright, man. I mean, just like, dude, I've been rocking with him since dang, didn't he back in Marvel, like a lot of stuff. I put it like this. I read some comics and I had some comics and I went back and looked at them and I was, you know, I didn't realize Doc Bright did the art on that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, he was doing the damn thing for a minute before Milestone. You know, so I had been looking at his visuals for years in, you know, over in Marvel Comics and never realized it until it just like it clicked. Power Man and Iron Fist. You know, and I knew it was a reason why I like Power Man and Iron Fist so much. And it was just like the art is so very well defined, you know, as far as bodies and backgrounds and shit. And it was just like it was a whole full picture. And I'm looking at it like, this is dope. And I'm turning the page like, you know, and it was the part, I think I really remember the part where the Iron Fist had been tainted and Danny's suit turned red, which I thought looked dope, just like it did, you know, when he fought Black Panther. It turned red and shit, and it was just like, you know, you knew at that point, you know, he wasn't no coming back from it. And the way, you know, the way he drew the emotion on Luke Cage's face. Bruh, you don't forget that kind of art. Dennis Cowan, he had me with that Black Panther series, where he drew like, as Theo like to point out, he drew T'Challa with the green eyes and the sharp teeth, you know what I'm saying, and you know, and he had the froed out fro, you know, where you know, and you know, he running up on folks in France. He running up on folks in Tanzania, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of stuff, you know, his stuff is easy to recognize. And so that's what I like about Dennis Cowan's art. It's distinctive. You know, how you can look at Jim Lee art and go, oh, that's Jim Lee. You know what I'm saying? How you can look at George Perez. Oh, that's George Perez art. You know, use visual. Dennis Cowan art. I recognize that. MD Bright art. I recognize that. And I think about it, I look back, and it's like there's so many comics that I saw them that they had drawn and never had no idea, you know, until it's like, oh, okay then. And ultimately, we We need to have some kind of celebration. Like when Black Panther, when the movie first came out in 2018, it was a phenomenon. So much to the point where that same year, here in Alaska, my friend Jasmine, she rented out this big hall and through this joint she called the Wakanda Ball. The Wakanda Ball. Everybody come in traditional African dress, and we got mugs in the community coming in, and they performing, and my troupe did a little improv, and it was live. Man, had dinners, it was a little bit of ratchetness involved because sometimes it's some elements of us. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Where we had to now look, sis. You know what I'm saying? I know you paid $35, but them the back seats. You know? But it was and she's managed to have it consecutive years in a row since. So that's that. I want to say not necessarily a dinner, but it could be some kind of memoriam or acknowledgement if there isn't already, that I'm aware of. And I'm not aware of it right now, but if y'all want to put y'all feelers out and find out if it's some kind of milestone festival, you know what I'm saying, other than BlurCon or something like that. But that's the acknowledgement of milestone and the milestone universe. As far as me on a personal level, how was I impacted by the milestone universe? I was at 93. Literally, there was talk on the streets that these Black comic books was coming out. And I was like, all right, what you mean, like Luke Cage? You like Black Panther? Some like Black Goliath, something like that. Nah, this different. It's like, it's all black. All black. I don't give a damn what it is. It's all black. I got to pick me up some. And Hardware was the first one to drop. And let's just be honest. Your first impression of it was Black Iron Man. Right? Don't lie. Oh, this is just the Black Iron Man. Well, he wasn't quite Iron Man, but he definitely was. Curtis Metcalf is definitely not Tony fucking Stark. He's kind of opposite of Tony Stark. But it was a hit. Muggs bought it. I still got my bagged and the card number ones of that, Blood Syndicate, Icon, and Static. Yes, sir. And when here it go right here. See, I'm flexing with my books tonight, ain't I? When I want to read my milestone shit, I got a compendium, bitch. That's how I do. All right. See all that milestone you get? That's like a Bible, a milestone. Let the church say amen up in this piece. It got some Hardware, it got some Blood Syndicate, it got some Icon, it got some Static, it got some Zombie. Ooh, what y'all know about that? Remember that? And the original Shadow Cabinet. So, when I say I want to get my milestone on, my milestone was gotten on. Yes, sir. He is definitely way more rugged than Tony. If they came to blows without the suits on, I got Curtis all day. He said he was definitely a Black Iron Man at first glance. True. Till you found out his motivation. Tony without the privilege. Bam. That right there. He had his own armor war. His shit started off with an armor war. So yeah, you getting rich off of my shit. Nice seen a dime. Can't have that. I got something for that ass. And that's exactly what he did. Now, it matters, y'all. It matters for those reasons. It matters because it was the first of its kind. It matters because after 30 years, 30 plus years, we still talking about it. My mama always told me anything last 30 years is worth keeping around. So if we do our part and if you support Milestone, you by extension support DC. So if you're cool with that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't forcing nobody to do nothing they don't feel comfortable doing. But if you want to perpetuate that Milestone brand, that's the way to do it. And just like the Dwayne McDuffie's and Ivan Velez's and Dennis Cowan's and MD Brights from back then, rock with these cats that's doing some things with this new Milestone and see what, because I mean I got some Icon and Rocket and that Icon versus Hardware, and it was I've been, you know what I'm saying, I've been snagging. When I see that Milestone, I like I go right over there and what is this? I missed that Blood Syndicate, but I need to get that because I want to see how Blood Syndicate is updated, because I know Wise Son is the leader now. Wise Son, but dude, I like me some Wise Son. I want to see, you know, what they doing now, you know, the Milestone now, the recent, you know, everything. I just everything. Get it all. Collect it like they collect Superman. Collect it like they collect Spider-Man. Get it all. Get all that static. Get all that Icon. Get all of it. All of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even if it's not the actual people who did it, it's the legacy that they created. You know what I'm saying? And as long as these Thundercats coming through, you know what I'm saying? Now, you know, my boy Greg and Tyler and David and all of these cats out here, you know, I can't forget my boy over at Advent Comics, you know what I'm saying? Big Tom, you know. So let's do what we do, man, and you know, support it. Need that, man. You know what I'm saying? So we can't say, you know, because that's my thing. That grinds my gears more than anything else. You know, how come we ain't got nothing? How come we ain't that? Who told you make something then, damn it? You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot what we do around here. You know, we got at the house shit. You know what I'm saying? At the house customs, at the house productions, at the house. What you won't make for me on the screen or in print, I shall do for my mom himself. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It's 2026, man. You ain't gotta take nothing lying down no more. You know what I'm saying? Get up, get at it, get active. Worked for people who had less than what we had to work with, and we got way more than that. You know, we see the impact of all of this AI we done put out in the ether, and it done caused a ripple. That's all you gotta do. is create a ripple. Ripple go all the way out across the lake. Learn the lesson, grasshopper. All you need to be is the ripple. Innovative ideas. I'm getting ready to sit down, collab with my brother this weekend about some stuff, a little project we gonna work on. I think we're gonna work on. But yeah, looking at connecting and because I feel this new surge, you know what I mean, where the creative juices is just, you know what I'm saying, and yeah, I'm gonna get at it. I'm gonna get active. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna see some things. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pick up some scripts and some things I put down. You know what I'm saying? And oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Y'all saw the dog niggas. Oh yeah, this right here. Take that out. Speaking of Blood Syndicate, thanks to another member of the Rock With Me Nation, Mr. Ray Smith. And like when we do customs and kit bashes around here, it ain't no military secret. If one member of the Rock With Me Nation got a custom kit bash idea, they share it with other members of the Rock With Me Nation. Such was the case with the, let me get the name right, Action Joe Police Emergency Service Unit, i.e. riot cop. But you can't say that in 2026. That's a great idea. That's a great idea for a Tech 9. And he already, I don't know, maybe I can warm the glasses up a little bit so that they, stick a little firmly to his face. But Milestone, stand up. That ain't good. That ain't a good Tech 9. Let me give him a gun. Cause that's what we like seeing Tech 9 doing. He got guns. He can conjure up guns from any place and just shoot you in the nuts. What? No, y'all, is that strange to you? You read blood. If you ain't, that means you ain't seen my review. Yeah. Holocaust know about it. About getting he joined the ranks with him and Wolverine. They in that club. Niggas who done been in comics, who done been shot in they cobblers, as as Captain America put it. Cause see, I know Theo, he got that cop hat. You know what I'm saying? And that, you know what I'm saying, that what throws it off. That you try to put that cop hat on him. I'm looking see if I can find a ball cap. I probably can. I probably can. So yeah. There you go. Oh, and it got the hole in it too, so you could put the gunfire in it. All right, and I got gunfire to put in it. So joy, oh joy. And he got another gun too. So looking, keep it all cooking. Oh my goodness. Ace, you done hit me with a 5 spot. Appreciate you, bruh. Appreciate you, bruh. I will keep the game gaming. I'm gonna try to keep doing what I do, baby. I appreciate that. Every little bit help. Every little bit help. Every little bit help. Yeah. See, we sharing ideas right now. Look at him. He said Alpine has a hat and goggles. Okay. Alpine just, and he got that goofy smirk on his face. He would be perfect if he wasn't, had that Mac Daddy vibe. And we know, Tech 9 ain't no Mac Daddy vibe type dude. You know, he all business. So yeah, that's what I don't know though. I might I could replace that head sculpt. Um mm, Respect, King. Respect. I respects that. Um how many of y'all watched my video um on the Alcan Highway? Who watched that video about the Alcan Highway? That was a piece of Alaskan Black history that I was trying to share with you, as we say up here, you lower 48 Negroes. um about the work. You know what I'm saying? We got so many, and that's what I mean about Blacker History Month. And I was saying in the pub and the press and whatnot. Blacker. Let's go deeper. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the shit that don't get talked about, that don't get movies made about it. Okay? Pearl Harbor had just happened. And the the that's a real thing, Ace. That's a real thing. That's for real what people in Alaska call the continental United States. The lower 48. So, anyways, what was I to see? I smoked too much. Oh, the Alcan Highway. Pearl Harbor had just happened, and the Caucasian people of the era were panicking because they were like, oh my goodness, if they can attack us in Hawaii, then Alaska's going to be the next target. We've got territory up there, and that's a foothold, and we can't have that. So when the big brass had all come together, they said, you know what we need to do? We need to make a mine highway where we can drive through and drive all the way up to Alaska. Pause. Did y'all even know it was a highway that you could get on and drive to Alaska? Anyway, 1942, February 1942, they got together and said the Army Corps of Engineers is going to build a 1,700-mile highway through Canada into Alaska. And they got the 96, the 97, and the 99th Engineering Corps, among others, to build that road. Those aforementioned Corps of Engineers were brothers. Yes, there were black engineers in 1942. There's a lot of black stuff in 1942 they don't tell you about. But that's neither here nor there. They were tasked with building this highway at, I think, at about a pace of about 8 to 10 miles of road a day. And that's not counting that they had to deal with permafrost. And what permafrost is a layer of earth that permanently freezes underneath the topsoil. So not only do you got to dig through soil, you got to get down to the permafrost and dig that out. So twice as hard. Got it done. in, I think, 8.5 months. 1,700 miles of road through treacherous ass territory. Shouts out to my indigenous brothers and sisters who helped in that effort. But we got it done. And they don't tell you about that. And some of them people that helped make that road are still drawing breath today. That's Blacker history for you. You feel me? Okay. And maybe better known Blacker history is the move bombing in Philadelphia. What we know about that one. They don't talk about that. You know why they don't talk about that? Because they was doing some of that. They was on some of that bullshit, like they on now, where they just like all heavy-handed with the artillery and shit and bombed an entire fucking neighborhood. Right? Right? Okay. Now, even if we take out the right or the wrong, the corrupt or the uncorrupt of that act, the fact remains the mayor of Philadelphia at the time okayed the bombing of a residential neighborhood in his city. That's history too. And we don't talk about it. Or when we do talk about it, everybody get tight as a motherfucking drum. It's still history. Now, this is what I ask you. Should this be erased? Should this be revised? Should it be rewritten? Should we go, oh, well, it was some white engineering units in there too. Hell, we don't even know about that. Outside of Alaska. Not to mention, don't nobody want to talk about move. Okay, the reason why it sticks so prominently in my head, because I had just went and registered to join the United States Navy in 1985. And when I came home, that's what was on the damn TV. Blazed into my brain. They blew, and they were showing pictures of the shit burning. So I'm like, is somebody gonna put it out? Let that shit burn to the ground, my people. If you was not there or you didn't watch it, they let that shit burn to the ground. Huh. Paul Martin. I know Paul Martin around my age too. He remember. And it was a black mayor. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. That's why I say, don't lump it. Why you getting down on a black man because you don't like how he made a movie? Because art has ramifications on real life. Art influences life and vice versa. So you can't take it light. Your impact is your impact. You kick in the door waving the 44, you can't scale that shit back. You kicked in the door waving the 44. So everything that come with that is what's happening. They say the move bombing equal to Big Bang from the Dakota verse. And again, if you've been following my reviews of the Blood Syndicate, that is precisely what Holocaust is telling the reporter that's hanging out with the Blood Syndicate. Bam. That it was the cops. They go, the gangs killed each other. They lying. You know what I'm saying? All because you want to catch one black man in particular, or one group of black people in particular, but they got people around them that are like-minded and willing to go toe to toe. And that's precisely what they did before they decided to bomb them. There was a shootout. The police shot up the neighborhood, y'all, and still couldn't get these Negroes out. You know why? Because they was ready. They was ready. They had the blickies, they had the G mask, they had the reinforced fortified, everything. They was ready to go. It was go time, and they went. Couldn't get them out of there. They was dug in there like a tick on a dog's ass. And that's why they said, burn the neighborhood. If they in this area right here, they burning up. The levels of depravity a human being will go to. This is why I've been saying all night, you got to protect your peace. You got to protect your peace. You got to protect your peace. This is what Marvin Gaye was talking about when he said, make me want to holler the way they do my life. Why you think we feel Marvin so hard? Why you think we feel him so hard? He's pulling life strings when he's saying them lyrics. That's tugging at your life because you feel what he's saying in that song. Life be lifing. And the only thing we can do is have vibranium skin, my brothers and sisters, and let that don't let it seep in and absorb it and keep it in too long. Because the child got to release his. He got to release it eventually because too much of it to build up. Too much is is too much for the king. The king got to let it go. So if the king got to let all of that kinetic energy go, who are you? You need to let it go too. Breathe. There's racism in this country. I know, brothers and sisters, I know. You know what else there is in this country? Educated people and hope and strategy that we don't use. I've been on both sides of the equation when we talk about justice, when we talk about race. You know what I'm saying? And everybody know, or anybody that, or everybody should know that I grew up without the benefit of a father. Not to say I didn't have male role models in my life, because I did, but not the dad dynamic per se. So a lot of the lessons I learned in life and a lot of the things that stuck with me were the things that four men I call my surrogate fathers imbibed in me. Bruce Lee, Muhammad Ali, Stan Lee, and Dr. Martin. No, not Dr. Martin Luther King. I forgot. Malcolm X. I don't know why. Malcolm X. Now, what each of those four have a take on, I always kind of reach out and see what they collectively say. Kind of like if you ever watched the old Shazam TV show when Billy Batson would go and talk to the elders. You know what I'm saying? And they had them little cartoon elders sitting there, and he'd ask them, oh hey, blah 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 about this, that, and the third, and they give him a little bit of advice, little life lessons here and there. That was a Gen X thing, where there was a lesson, there was a moral to everything. Not so much now. But anyway, I always thought about and I call them the forefathers because there's 4 of them, and yeah, and I always kind of thought, what do the forefathers, what do they have to say about racism? It's a real simple thing, now that we got, smart ass technology. Hating people because of their color is wrong. And it doesn't matter which color does the hating. It's just plain wrong. That phrase was spoken by Muhammad Ali. Okay. Now, when Muhammad Ali at one point was asked about race mixing, Muhammad Ali said a black man that mixes race should be killed. That was one of them things where I thought, okay, sometimes daddy get drunk and say stuff. So we're going to go ahead and overlook that and choose to embrace the beautitude that he espoused previously. I don't speak against the sincere, well-meaning, good white people. I have learned that there are some. I have learned that not all white people are racist. I am speaking against, and my fight is against, the white racists. That's Malcolm X. Okay? He's being specific. What I get out of that is, if there has to be some rancor, if there has to be some ill will, directed towards who deserves it, not the group in general. One of the coolest mugs I ever kicked it with when I was in the Navy was this cat named Ron Bork. He's one of the coolest white boys I ever kicked it with in my life. He was from Louisiana, and dude, man, and he was Cajun as hell. He talked like how Gambit talked. He talked like that. You know what I'm saying? But he was hella cool, dude. He could get chicks. And he was smooth. He was smooth. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't smooth looking. I mean, I ain't checking him out or nothing, but I'm just saying, when you look at him, you don't be like, oh, wow, I feel inadequate near him. It ain't like that. He was just like, go out, have on his gear, make sure he was nice and smooth. But anyway, I've learned this maxim I live by. Okay, I take everybody by case basis, and that's what you should do too. Everybody, never general. The older I get, the more I find generalization is some of the worst shit you can do. Them folks over there, I tell my kids all the time, who the fuck is they? Give me a name. I don't want to hear that they bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because you tell me specifically, not they. It ain't they. They my ass. I can't call they's house. I can't go square up with they and say, let's run this fade. I want to know who. So details when it comes to things like that, very, 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 very important. Okay. This next one gonna be obvious. Let's lay it right on the line. Bigotry and racism are among the deadliest social ills plaguing the world today. But unlike a team of costume supervillains, they can't be halted with a punch in the snoot or a zap from a ray gun. The only way to destroy them is to expose them, to reveal them for the insidious evils they really are. Excelsior! Yeah, that's my man Stan Lee. Stan say you supposed to expose racism. Because I think it was John Burke who said the only thing that good men need to do for evil to triumph is nothing. So where you see evil, you confront evil. Where you see injustice, you confront injustice. I ain't saying put your life on the line, but you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna stop till it see it can't go no further. You feel me? So, and then the last one, of course, is from Master Lee. Under the sky, under the heavens, there is but one family. Spoken like a true Taoist. Okay? One family. One family. There are some members of your family you can't tolerate, or that can't tolerate you. And so the best thing for you to do with those family members is keep your distance. Don't matter, good blood, bad blood, you're still family. Under the sky, under the heavens, there is but one family. We all we got. CMB, baby. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to spend my life, the better half of my life, pursuing the joy in the world, pursuing the beautitudes in the world, pursuing the things that make me smile, the things that make other people smile, because it is a proven fact that it takes more muscles in your face to frown than it does to smile. Mm. 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 Using less muscles. More muscles you use, more wrinkles. See, I ain't even got them up, but because I don't stress. I don't stress. I don't. If it's causing too much to the system, I let it go. If it's taking away too much of my peace, I let it go. I let it go. And you should too, to protect your peace. Protect your peace. All right, Ace, I appreciate you, dog. Get at me about that. Holla at me. Say PYP. Protect your peace. For real. Protect your peace. You got to protect your peace, man. Who else gonna do it for you? You got to tell yourself that, man, each every day, purposely. Well, let my man Cat Williams say, you got to be your number one fan. Baby. I guess I'm gonna end the show with comic book time. Look here. This my haul. Okay. DCKO. I told y'all I was gonna get DCKO boss battle number 1. Now I might be getting ahead of myself with this boss battle because they got some boss battles. Now looky here on the cover. And tell me who you see. Who you see on the cover? Okay. I will make it easy for you. Sub-Zero. Red Sonja. Annabelle. Yeah, the doll from the horror movie. So the boss battles are getting serious. Oh, and we ain't done. Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, Vampirella, Homelander from The Boys, and Serial Killer Bear. I told y'all, man. I FUX with DCKO, man. This, woo, that is going down, baby. Also, yo, Theo. New absolute poison ivy. She a trip. She a trip. And last but not least, baby. I told y'all. Didn't I tell y'all what I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all I was gonna give my Thunder the Barbarian? Bruh. And it is everything I thought it was gonna be. Bruh. This Thunder, it goes hard. It go okay. Put it like this. Thunder the Barbarian is acting like Conan the Barbarian. And that's all I'm gonna say. If you don't pick up Thunder the Barbarian, you're gonna be mad as hell. Oh, did I mention Jason Aaron is writing it? Jason Aaron is writing it. Jason Aaron is writing it. So I'm just saying, if Jason Aaron ain't enough to bring your butt over to Dynamite, I don't know what will. You got Jason Aaron over here making shit. You got David Pepos over here making shit. What y'all? What else we got to do? All right, I'm just saying. A good writing is good writing, and so good writing is gonna be good writing. Now, here's where we at with it, gang. We done made it. We done made it. We done made it to the promised land. And I'm gonna drop you off here halfway because I got some things I got to do and some things I got to take care of in preparation for Friday Bobby. Yes, sir. We're gonna be Friday Bobby. We're gonna be looking at working on getting some more guests on the show because it's been a while since we had a guest on the show. I think Miss Lamb was the last guest we had on the show. But I mean, we regardless of what guests we have or don't have, we always gonna have a list show, y'all. Y'all, we always gonna have a list show. And we done had ladies on the show now. Yay! So it ain't just a bunch of dudes. So I'm happy about that. But we need to get more ladies. I would love to have Dr. Eve Ewing on the show. But she a professor and she busy. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and dip on up out of here. I appreciate y'all rocking with me because y'all the Rock With Me Nation. Y'all to rock with me, nation. Y'all rock with me. I rock with you. And together we do all the things we do. Together, nothing we desire shall be kept from us. That's in the Bible. So, you know, if God said, "Oh my goodness, I got to strike these people down because they are too focused." Let's have that kind of focus. See it for now, y'all. But fret not, I'll be coming at you with another one of the other ones. And until I do, y'all be good to each other. Amen.